Good morning. It is Thursday, July 6th. Thanks so much for joining us for this edition of Up to the Minute. I'm Sade Campbell, the Enrollment Communications and Social Media Manager here at Houston Community College. Pleased to be joined by my co-host, Dr. Lana Pagal, who's the Northwest College Communications Director. Good morning, Lana.
Good morning. I am loving those glasses, Sade. Are those new? They look great.
Oh my goodness, thank you. I have what my niece likes to call at 5. She wants to have a collection like her auntie. So yeah, I have quite a few in rotation.
Very nice. Well, let me tell y'all how to get a hold of us or how to see us. We are live on Houston Community College District Facebook page, not HCC, and we're on YouTube. We're also on Twitter, LinkedIn, and on HCCTV at noon, 5 and 10 p.m. Monday through Friday.
Thanks so much for that. And a reminder to everyone that you can find us pretty much everywhere. So today is Thursday Family Fun Day. We welcome a guest to talk about a fashion week for youth. And joining us to talk about it is Leticia Hardy, who is a family and community health agent at Texas A&M AgriLife Extension in Fort Bend County. Good morning, Leticia.
Good morning. How are you?
Awesome. So happy to have you. You and Lana are going to have a real interesting conversation about what you all have coming up. But first, we're going to discuss tips and tutoring for our students and their studies. Joining us to talk about that is Alex Kanakis, who is the manager of HCC Upswing. Welcome to the show, Alex.
Good to see you again, Sade. It's been a while.
It has been a long time since in-person Chancellor Leadership Class Day.
That is correct. That is correct.
So, and I think this is like it doesn't seem like it for a lot of people to like the perfect time to talk about this, but as students are planning, making their academic plans, I think, and for our summer school students, it's really important for them to remind you. I always say, one of the top questions I feel online is, where can I get tutoring? Or I see students who started talking to other tutors that they're paying, and I'm like, tutoring is free here, right? And we have virtual and in-person options, right? And I just hate that it is still a surprise to some. So happy to have you here to share insight about tutoring.
Certainly. Yes, we do have quite a few different options on campus and off campus. The on-campus tutoring is led by Amanda Guerrero, and they have tutoring centers at every location within the HCC system. They also do tutoring on Microsoft Teams. Ours, though, is different. Ours is asynchronous tutoring, and I'll give you a little brief timeline about that. This first actually started back in 2006. My predecessor, the late Deborah Hardwick, was the founding mother of online tutoring. She had noticed that students were having difficulty with different subjects, and nobody could ever agree on when to meet in person, because of course back then it was all done in person. So she came up with the idea of having a tutoring database where students would upload an assignment, and then within a reasonable turnaround time, it would be sent back to the student. So we started our first tutoring on September 11th, 2006. At the time, it was called Ask Online, because that was the name of the company that monitored the database. In 2016, Ask Online was bought by a company in Austin called Upswing. And this was a real nice selling point. They really wanted Ask Online because of HCC tutoring. It was because we had done so well and so many papers. So in 2016, we became rebranded as Upswing, and now we are we're about ready to start our 7th year with them. We've had the opportunity to upgrade our platform and make it more responsive to the changing needs of our students, especially now during COVID.
Yeah, and appreciate you making that distinction between the virtual tutoring and what you all do. But let's break down asynchronous, what that means, and really do a little dive into, let's say a student is listening and they need to understand what it is that you all actually do for them.
Certainly. Okay. HCC Upswing does what's called asynchronous tutoring, meaning it's not real time. Okay. It's almost like emailing or messengering, or when you text somebody and you have to wait for them to text back. It's that sort of thing. Excuse me. Students basically upload their assignments, and our tutors will review them offline and then send them back within a reasonable amount of time for the student to review what the tutor has pointed out that needs to be fixed. Right now in the summertime, we have about a 24-hour turnaround time. Although, and I'm going to tell students out there, still, please don't procrastinate. Please don't wait until the last minute. Give yourself an extra day of a cushion, so that way, when you get the paper back, you can go ahead and make the final revisions to it and then submit it to your professor. In the fall, we do get busy around midterm, around, between Halloween and Thanksgiving. And that's when we start seeing 2, 3, and even 4-day turnaround times. So we always put a little blurb on our webpage, telling students exactly how much time we will need to review their submissions, because at the height of our busy season, we'll be getting about 100 papers a day.
Wow. And so when you say assignments, you mean more so papers, right?
We tutor anything. We do papers. We do STEM assignments. We get a lot of papers in for art classes, where students have to go in and critique a piece of artwork. We tutor all the humanities: history, government, philosophy, sociology, student service, student success, all the English cues, even resumes and cover letters if you're going to be applying for scholarships and it's not affiliated with any class. So yeah, we're open 24/7, 365. We're like Denny's. We never close.
And you know what? Somebody I saw online yesterday, and somebody added Walmart and was like, it's been 3 years, bring 24 hours back. I feel like Denny's is one of the last holding on to 24 hours post-COVID. So great analogy. Now, for a student understanding, okay, so what does that feedback look like? Is it just grammar? Is it fluidity? Is it, hey, or how are you connecting these points? What can students expect around their feedback?
All of the above. All of the above. If it's an English paper, we're going to be looking at spelling, grammar, punctuation. Did you develop your thesis? Are you using, correct references? We look at sources. If you're doing a paper in the humanities or in the liberal arts, say you're doing a history paper on World War II, we're going to make sure that you're properly citing your sources. We're going to make sure that your dates are correct. We're going to make sure that you are properly connecting your thoughts together. And so by doing it asynchronously, we have time to absorb and analyze the work, and we can also help the student think through logically, since we're not working against the clock. We can also look at their previous submissions. We can tutor up to 2 drafts of the same submission. So let's say the student turns in that history paper, we review it, we send it back. That student can send back a second draft. Okay, here's my second draft. Did I get it right? And then we'll review it again, and then it's good to go.
And a lot of this is just being able to take advantage of that full scenario that you just laid out is about time management, meaning I'm getting my first draft in enough time, my second draft in.
Yeah, the one thing that this does do, it does help them with time management, because in the real world, when you go out and get the job, you're going to be facing deadlines. We all face deadlines. Even here at HCC, for those of us who did the PEP, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, it's a good way to teach students how to manage their time. They're going to have to learn that that there's no such thing as instant gratification. You're going to have to work with our timelines.
Yeah, and I mean, such an amazing resource. And I would fair to say, I didn't realize that you all started in 2006, that you all have made quite the impact in over a decade. And you have some numbers to share, right?
That's right. Since we started in 2006, we've tutored over 500,000 submissions. Okay. And that, again, we're open 24/7. So these are papers that are coming in, day after day, month after month, year after year. Our tutors, I'm very proud of our tutors. We have 35 part-time faculty tutors, and they are credentialed in the subjects that they tutor. So when you turn in, let's say, a philosophy paper, you're going to have a philosophy professor reviewing it. So you will know that the information and the feedback you're getting is in line with what the HCC requirements are.
Awesome. And you mentioned that you also help students check sources. So do you use the Blue Book of Grammar or any other sources? And I have a note here to ask you about something called CRLA.
Oh, yeah. CRLA is the College Reading and Learning Association. And it's basically a group of college professionals, and they're dedicated to enhancing student success through the academic work that they do. Our tutors may or may not belong to CRLA, but it is a good resource for students to look at if they ever want to go there. It's crla.net. The Blue Book of Grammar, that goes back to when I was in college, but now it's all online. The Blue Book of Grammar is sort of like the English professor's Bible. It basically is the final source you go to if you're really concerned about whether or not the sentence is grammatically correct. I mean, it's better than Grammarly. I hate to say it, but it's true.
Really?
But it is much better than Grammarly. Yes.
Wow. And it's so good to hear what you all are using, just as you're using industry standards, you're using certified tutors. And it's such a great resource for our students. And we thank you so much for coming on today to share more about the program and more about what students stay in the game when they access the resource. For those who are joining us, we've been talking to Alex Kanakis, who's the manager of HCC Upswing. And we'll have more information posted after the show if you are in the market to make sure that you are getting your tutoring done this summer or planning for fall. Thanks so much for joining us, Alex.
My pleasure.
All righty then. We're going to kick over to quite a bit different topic with my co-host, Lana.
Yeah, we're moving on to Leticia Hardy, Family and Community Health Agent for Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, Fort Bend County. And HCC has a nice partnership with AgriLife. So we're excited to have you here. Leticia, welcome.
Thank y'all for having me. I'm actually excited to be here myself.
Great. Well, we asked you on today because your deadline to register is coming up tomorrow. So what is Youth Fashion Week?
So Youth Fashion Week is a 4-day exploration through the fashion industry for students. It's actually a summer camp that we put on each year. It's usually the third week in July. And so we try to put it on to help the youth be able to gain just different types of experiences, throughout the fashion industry. And so we try to not only offer programs in the summer, but we try to offer them throughout the year as well.
That sounds great. I think everybody should know how to at least use a needle and thread. So what do participants experience each year?
So each year we try to do something a little different. So our base is Youth Fashion Week, right? We kind of pull that name from like the fashion week, right? And so we're focusing mainly on the youth. So we have it's like a mixture between Fashion Week, top model, and then whatever other kind of challenges we could come up with. So we have a lot of fun. The kids actually have an opportunity to sew. They, if they don't know how to sew, it's fine because they will gain the experience to learn how to sew, so they don't have to be an advanced seamstress. But they will have 2 days where they get to focus on garment production or apparel production. And so typically, we usually don't have a lot of males that participate in our camp. So we usually focus on making a bottom piece. So either it could be shorts, it could be pants, it could be a skirt or a dress. Most of the time it's a dress or a skirt. And because it's something they'll be able to put together for the fashion show. So then we also have many challenges in there. So something would be like, who's got the look? It's a fashion storyboard competition where they create a collection. It's like a mood board. So it's a compilation of textures and colors and just things of that nature. And so it kind of helps them pull together their design, their idea, whatever it is that they're planning on making, the color scheme. And so from that, we do other competitions, whether it's buying, it's teaching them how to go and shop for items, how to get the best deals for that. Also illustration design, how to sketch the designs that they actually are wanting to make, if possible, how to put those things together. And then we also do some little things in there where we try to take them a little bit further. So we try to explore their creativity. So they have the opportunity to set up a mock boutique. Basically, it's just creating their own little store. So some of the items that they will sell, and we typically display it during the fashion show, and we try to choose a winner. But usually we have a really, really good competition, right? And you would be shocked and amazed to see how these kids pull their little boutiques together for the fashion show. And then we also do a field trip in this week. And so with the field trip, they'll be able to go and shop for a cause. So we shop at some of the local thrift stores or discount stores for them to be able to shop on a budget and compile some type of style or design together, but basically creating an ensemble with the least amount of money as possible, okay, that they'll be able to wear or complement the items that they have already purchased for the fashion show. And then that Friday, it leads us to our fashion show where they produce the entire fashion show. So they also learn about hair care, skin care, how to style their hair, how to do makeup. We usually try to do like a comp card. So we'd have a photographer come in, and the photographer will take pictures. So if they're really interested in modeling, they will already have a comp card. You know, comp cards are really expensive. So you already have what you need for an actual comp card if that's something that you are interested in. And then leading up to our fashion show, where they put the fashion show together, they produce the entire event, the order. Of course, they have help, right? But putting the order together, the choreography together, making sure that they've paired their ensembles together well, so that we can present it in front of a live audience. So, I mean, each year we try to rotate and do things a little different. This year, our theme is going to be the Kentucky Derby. So that'll be our focus for the fashion show. So we're going to make fascinators, and so we're going to do dresses this time. So I'm excited to see how it goes this year.
That sounds like fun. It sounds like an entry-level mini Project Runway.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun. And you know, I just went to a Kentucky Derby party in May, and we all made our hats, and it was just great fun. So tell me, how much does this camp cost for the students?
So the camp is $95. So with, like, post-pandemic, we have been having, it's just, everything has gone up, right? But we've been operating Youth Fashion Week for $95 since we started doing the camp. We get a lot of support from the community to be able to come in to kind of help fund different things. And so some of the stores let us shop at a discount. So that helps us with our shopping for a cause experiences. Also learning how to pool our resources to be able to make the camp spectacular. So within our organization, we have a lot of people that are considered as experts in fashion, or they have a lot of experience in fashion. And so that kind of helps us, because we don't have to have spend money on certain things. We would have those people bring in their resources, and with them bringing in their resources, it kind of helps us be able to keep our costs down. So the idea is to give them like this New York style experience. When I was a high school student, I remember going to New York to do we were there a full week, and we did a full fashion experience. So we got to go to Soho, and we went all over the place, like just shopping. It was so much fun. I'll tell you, I only had $3 to my name when I came back after I spent all my money, and I was so hungry at the airport. I was able to get some fries, but they were too high, so I had to split $3 with my friend. She had $3, so we shared some fries. We were starving, but we spent all of our money while we were there. But we had some really good items. And so I wanted to give the kids an opportunity to have that experience, but not cost so much, right? Because we paid a lot of money to go then. So to be able to have those same experiences or something similar, in a setting that it wouldn't cost them as much. So we're trying our best to hold this price together. So as long as we continue to get, support and help, we'll be able to do that.
Well, do you partner with other organizations? And if you do, what type of partners are you looking for to assist with the team?
So we do. Typically, we partner with like a hairstylist, so people who have their own, beauticians, that have their own businesses, that have the time to be able to come in and do like services for us. So we have one partner that we partner with is with Beauty to You, and Beauty to You, they do hair, makeup, so they come in and they teach the girls like how to style their hair for their age, hair care as well as skin care, how to take care of their skin. We've also partnered with Mary Kay. They've sent representatives in that taught them a lesson on how to keep their faces clean, things like that, and appropriate makeup for them. We also partner with one of our large partners is the Bridal Show Extravaganza. It's been such a blessing to have them. We actually used them as an opportunity to use their services as a bonus prize for our winners for our top. We have a competition, so we have like our top model, who rocked the runway, best team. Like we have a lot of little prizes that we give out, and so the winners get an opportunity to go to the Bridal Show and Extravaganza. So we were able to go to the show, meet the designers, go backstage to meet the designers, to meet the models, to watch them put on the full fashion show. So it was just an amazing experience. So we love having partners like that. So anyone that's in the modeling industry, we partner with different places, or even they just want to join our committee. We have a committee that focuses on our youth and development. So they'll be able to join our committee. It just takes just maybe 3 or 4 meetings a year, to come and share their ideas or experiences and things of that nature.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Leticia Hardy, Family and Community Health Agent for Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, Fort Bend County. And we will have all your information in our post after the show. So anybody wants to get a hold of you and find out more, they'll be able to see you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank y'all so much for having me.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, Lon, I'm always intrigued by an opportunity for, youth to just explore a passion, a skill set so early on. Those spaces are so important.
Yeah. One of the things I think is really important is to learn how to sew. I don't know, maybe I'm just, that Gen Xer who took it in middle school and I loved it. But if they had this camp for adults, I'd do it. Honestly, I would. I think it sounds fun.
You are absolutely right. And I'm a geriatric millennial, and I feel like I was probably, I didn't get the sewing thing. So I'm constantly handing it over to my boomer mother. Like, can you put this button on? She's so disappointed. So, yes, I do think it's a valuable skill set because people charge a lot for alterations for small things that you would be able to do. I think it's a perfect segue into our first announcement for the day, which is another opportunity for youth. We have a host of summer camps here at HCC, highlighting today our IT summer STEM camp continues. It is time to schedule session 3 of HCC's digital and IT summer camps for middle and high school students. The week-long camps also include lunch. Session 3 will be from July 10th through the 14th and will focus on virtual reality and Apple Swift coding, held at our South Campus. Be sure to check out the details posted after the show.
Yeah, and HCC is also participating in GI60 Houston, with students offering 2 in-person performances that feature selected 1-minute plays from around the world. And that is 7:30 Thursday and Friday this week, July 6th and 7th. That's tonight and tomorrow. And it's free, and it's at HCC Southwest Fine Arts Center, Corley Black Box Theater. So check out our post after the show for registration info.
All right. Well, we are highlighting Building Bridges for Health by our Fort Bend Interfaith Summit. The groundbreaking event aims to foster healthcare collaboration and cooperation among local faith-based nonprofit organizations and companies. On tap for discussion are healthcare hubs for all backgrounds and seeking to be more inclusive and accessible for Fort Bend residents. It'll be happening 10 a.m. to noon, Thursday, July 27th at our HCC Stafford campus. Check out the details after the show.
And HCC and MBDA are bringing their popular substance sandwiches back, and this time it is hosted by Skanska. And that's 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Wednesday, July 19th, and it is virtual on WebEx. And check out our post after the show for registration information.
All right, do you have a favorite faculty member, an inspirational instructor, the HCC instructor? I don't know what I just merged together, but the HCC Faculty Senate is accepting nominations for Faculty Teaching Excellence Awards. Nominations will be accepted through August 31st, and the winners will be announced at the annual fundraiser for faculty professional development. Check out our post after the show for more details about how to nominate a faculty member.
Yeah. And guess what? Fall registration is open. We are in our final summer session, which is July 10th. And fall registration, it's begun, but you can still register for the final intensive summer semester. All classes offered in person and online. Of course, there's online anytime, no established class meeting times unless listed. Online on the schedule, meeting time is set and course meets online. We have hybrid, which is lecture class meets partially face-to-face and partially virtually. In person is face-to-face courses with traditional meeting patterns at various campus locations, and hybrid labs, which are our lab and studio courses. So to learn more about HCC programs, start dates, and options to cover cost, go to hccs.edu/apply.
All right. Well, coming up for Film Friday, we'll feature a local award-winning filmmaker, and we'll also discuss HCC's Digital and IT STEM Summer Camp. Thanks so much for joining us today for this edition of Up to the Minute. We'll see you next time.